Hi guys, and welcome to my episode 4 review of Mekakucity Actors. Episode 4 covered the probably most well-known song in the actual Kagura project, which was Heat Haze Days, which probably gained the most popularity after One Yampu, who ended up becoming one of the lead animators for the PVs, did a fan-made PV of it, because the original one was just a drawing done by Shido that rotated it around the screen. And overall, that fan-made PV was probably better than this episode, because of the execution of this episode. So overall, it was a good episode, but the execution in some of the scenes, especially the actual time loop scene, I would have done differently if I had the chance. But of course I don't. So what I would have done would have been making that first part, the first part that he already dies, in the actual human world and not in the heat haze. So normal colours, and then after that Hibiya should have woken up and been in the heat haze and repeating it over and over. And the crows in the episode that you see represent all the loops, so lots and lots of loops. So at the end, that's all to say about that part. But yeah, this episode we got our first proper look at Konoha as well, and lots of people are getting disappointed by him. But of course he's an amnesiac. He's not supposed to sound energetic or innocent. He just doesn't know anything. Of course he's going to sound like that. So I am fine with how Konoha sounds. He does act kind of like a dork though. So do most of the characters really. Music this episode, the insert song near the end was of course Kagura Days, and the first half of the song was good, but the second half, with the actual singing part being Hiyori being hit by a truck, doesn't sound right in my opinion. That's all I can say about the insert song. The rest of the songs used, especially in the first half, kind of sounded like a happy-go-lucky visual novel background music, which was okay. It fit with the scene, but kind of sounds off. Not as bad as Nisakoi's soundtrack, though. Definitely not the best episode in terms of music, but still a lot better than Nisakoi's terrible soundtrack. Yeah. Best scenes of this episode was, of course, in my opinion, the scene between Hibiya and Ayano at the very start of the episode, and the scene, Azami's lore section, like the post-credit scene that's in every episode. That was really cool as well, because now it's shown Tsukihiko a bit. People who know the series know who he is, but if you don't worry. And you probably won't know who Azami is, or Ayano, really. But the scene between Ayano and Hibiya, kind of depressing, since I know the series. Yeah, it's just quite a cool scene. Color themes this episode, and animation especially, was really cool, especially with the heat haze being the color of the original PV that Shido did. So it's the red, white, and blue, which was really cool, other than the execution part of the actual episode. Still really cool. Really smooth. Not as many bulgy eye segments as past episode, which is good, I guess. Next week's episode is Showtime Loudspeaker Poll, which isn't a song. The katakana at the bottom of the preview screen said Kaiser Panzermast, which is an actual instrumental song with Ine's voice actress as Ine, speaking over top. I'll leave a link in the description to that if you want to listen to it. But I am guessing it is going to be the fair episode, where they go to the fair, and then at the end, since it is going the novel route it seems, it will show Hibiya being cradled by Konoha, or something like that. and the episode after that, so episode 6, will probably be Konoha's State of the Mind? State of the World? Whatever the title is. I always get confused. So yeah, see you next week for my episode 5 or Act 5 review, as they are actually called. じゃあね。